Hello students, welcome back to Wisdom Academy YouTube channel. In the previous video, you have learnt about the combination of cells. When the cells are combined in series, when they're in parallel, you have learnt about it. Today, you're going to see what is the heating effect of electric current. So as the current is passing through a conductor, it heats the conductor. That was found by Joule. So suppose I'm making a basic circuit in which I have current passing through a conductor like this. So when the current is passing from the positive terminal to the negative terminal, then it heats the conductor. Why does it heat the conductor? Because whenever there is a potential difference applied across any conductor, then what happens? The electrons comes into motion. That we have already seen when we are discussing about drift velocity. So when the electrons are drifted, their kinetic energy is increased, and when they are moving, they are hitting the other particles present in the path. Those particles start getting vibrated, and that vibration of the electrons produces the heat. So whenever the current is passing through conductor, it heats it. Now how much heat is produced? Let us try to find that. So what is the heat energy produced by current? So to find this energy, we need to recall one of the formula of potentials. So we know that electric potential energy U is equal to charge into potential. So electric potential energy is charge times the potential. Now this electric potential energy is only converted as heat energy. So electric potential energy will be what? That will be heat energy H. And what is Q? We know that I is equal to Q by T. So from here I can write, sorry, Q by T. So from here we can write Q is equal to IT. So H is equal to I into T into V. This is the formula of heat produced by the current when it is moving through a conductor. I can further simplify it. We know that V is equal to IR. So I can also write IH is equal to I square RT. We know that I is equal to V by R. We can also write H is equal to V square T by R, because V into V will become V square. So these three equations or these three formula will give you the heat produced by the current when it is moving through any conductor. Now you see, someone can ask, sir, in this expression, heat energy is proportional to resistance, but in this expression, heat energy is inversely proportional to resistance, which is true. Both are true. See, heat is proportional to resistance for a given current. So for a given current, heat is proportional to resistance. Heat is inversely proportional to resistance for a given potential. So for a given potential, heat will be inversely proportional to resistance. But for a given current, heat will be proportional to resistance. And in both the cases, in all the three cases, if you see, heat is proportional to time, right? So whatever duration the current is passing through it, for the given potential or for the given current, it will be proportional to the current. But for a given potential, heat will be inversely proportional to resistance, and for a given current, heat will be proportional to resistance, right? So what is the SI unit of heat? It will be joules, isn't it? So joule is the SI unit of heat energy. So SI unit of heat energy will be joules. Please make a note of this. Let us now talk about electric power. What is electric power? It is the rate at which at which an appliance, any electrical appliance, it converts an appliance converts the the electrical energy into other forms. For example, the bulb, it converts electrical energy into light energy. The fan will convert electrical energy into wind energy. So the appliance, at what rate it is converting the electrical energy into its other forms, that rate is known as power. And we have already seen in our junior classes, power is equal to work done by time. So power is equal to work done by time. What is work done? That energy what we have found now. So what was that? that was V I T by T. T gets cancelled and we get formula of power as V into I. That is, what is the SI unit of volt? V, it is volt, and I is ampere. So I can write the SI unit of power as volt ampere, is volt ampere, VA. It can be also written as volt ampere as watt. So 1 watt is equal to 1 volt into 1 ampere. Not only watt is a very small unit. So we use kilowatt, megawatt. Sometimes we even use HP, horsepower. So 1 horsepower is equal to 746 watt. You can make a note of this. And this P is equal to VI is one form of writing power. It can also be written as power is equal to, instead of V, if I put IR, it will be I square R. Or if I put I is equal to V by R, P will also be equal to V square by R. So once again, I can say that power is directly proportional to resistance for a given current, and power is inversely proportional to resistance for a given potential. This is about electric power. Now, what is the commercial unit of electric current? This you are seeing from your junior classes, that the commercial unit of electric current, the commercial unit of electric current is kilowatt hour. Electric current is kilowatt hour. So if 1 kilowatt of power or 1 kilowatt rating of any appliance is used for 1 hour, then the current consumed will be 1 units. So 1 unit is equal to 1 kilowatt into 1 hour. So suppose you have a AC in your home that is of 1000 watts, that is 1 kilowatt. If you are using it for 1 hour, then you are consuming 1 unit of current. These things you have seen in our basic classes. And I hope you remember that 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 3.6 and 10 to the power 6 joules. This is the basic conversion of kilowatt hours into joules. Right. Now let us talk about the appliances, the electrical appliances, how they are connected in home. So electrical appliances, they may be connected in series or they may be connected in parallel. For example, I have some appliance here. Let me assume it to be bulb itself, and I have connected them in series. There are 3 bulbs and they are connected in series. Let them have powers of P1, P2 and P3, and they are designed in such a way that they are working on the same potentials. So let that be V in each case. So these 3 bulbs are designed in such a way that they have the same potential. Then what would be the resistance of the first bulb? The resistance of the first bulb will be equal to what? R1 will be equal to, we know that just now we have seen that what is P? Power is equal to V square by R. So R will be equal to V square by P. So I can write V square by P1. The second case, the second bulb will have resistance R2, which will be equal to V square by P2. And third case, R3 will become equal to V square by P3. So when 3 appliances of power P1, P2 and P3 are connected to a source of potential difference in such a way that all the 3 appliances are consuming same voltage, then the resistance are this. And we know that in series, the resistances are added. So the net resistance R will become equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So if I'm writing R equivalent, so R equivalent will be also equal to V square by P equivalent. So I can replace it by that. So I'll write V square by P equivalent is equal to, what is R1? V square by P1 plus V square by P2 plus V square by P3. If you take V square common, everything gets cancelled out. And finally, you get 1 by P equivalent is equal to 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2 plus 1 by P3. So what you have seen? You have seen that whenever the appliances are connected in series, their powers will be reciprocatedly added, like what we have seen in the parallel combination of resistances. So when the 3 appliances are in series, though their resistances are added as R1 plus R2 plus R3, but their power are added as 1 by P equivalent is equal to 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2 plus 1 by P3. Also, you can see that if you see this equation, you will come to know that the power of the first thing will be equal to V square by R1, and for the second bulb power is V square by R2, and for third thing it is P3 is equal to V square by R3. These are the powers of the three different bulbs. I am talking in terms of their resistances. I can also talk in terms of their currents, and we know that V is equal to IR. So when you put IR here, then it will become P1 is equal to I into R1 square. So I R1, because I square R1 I will write, because R1 will get cancelled. Same way P2 will become equal to I square R2, and P3 will become equal to I square R3. So if you can see these three equations, what you are coming to know, you are coming to know that the resistance is depending upon the power. Now let us see what happens when these three appliances are connected in parallel. So three appliances, when I am connecting them in parallel, having the power rating of P1, P2 and P3 and same potentials V, V and V. Now, the resistance of the first bulb R1 will be equal to same V square by P1. This bulb will have resistance R2 is equal to V square by P2, and this appliance will have R3 is equal to V square by P3. We know very well that as these three things are in parallel combination, their resistance will be added reciprocally. So, as these three appliances are in parallel, I can write 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Now, I can multiply by V square on both sides. So, multiplying by V square on both sides, what you get? Let us see what we get. We get V square by Req is equal to V square by R1 plus V square by R2 plus V square by R3. Now see, V square by Req, isn't it Peq? So I can write Peq is equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3. So what you have come to know now? You have come to know that if the appliances are connected in parallel, then their powers are added as P1 is plus P2 plus P3. And when these three appliances are connected in series, then their powers are added as 1 by P equivalent is equal to 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2 plus 1 by P3. So here, if there are n circuits, then P equivalent will be equal to n into P if each has power P. Whereas in series combination, we have seen that 1 by P equivalent is equal to 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2 up to n times. So I can write here as 1 by P equivalent is equal to n times of n by P, and P equivalent will become equal to P by n. This is how the power varies for a series combination and a parallel combination. So in today's lecture, we have seen the heating effect of electric current, where I have told you that Joule gave the heating effect of electric current, saying that whenever a current is passing through a conductor, it heats it. We found what is the heat energy produced, that was VIT, and all other forms. SI unit was Joule. Then we talked about the power. Power is rate at which an appliance is converting the electrical energy into other forms. And then we found the expression for that. And then I told you about the commercial unit of electric power. Finally, I concluded the session by talking about the power appliances connected in series and in parallel. And you have seen what happens when they're connected in series and when they're connected in parallel. In my next video, I'll be talking about the Kirchhoff's law. Till then, please keep on liking the video, share with your friends, and subscribe the channel. Thank you.